Now, I know I just did a video about stating that was Yahusha hung on a tree or was he really hung on a cross? Now, we confirmed that he was really hung up on a tree. But someone asked me this question. I even thought about this question. So if he was hung on a tree, was he carrying a branch? I know this might sound silly, but I was thinking about this. And so I looked it up because I'm like, look, we've been indoctrinated with so much stuff. And was it really true that actually did he even do that? You know, did they just even kidnap him, grab him, the Roman soldiers, take him up on a horse and just really put him on a tree and hang him? Like they did the melanated people in slavery and what they still doing. So, what do you think? So let me tell you, this is what I came up with. So I looked up at the Greek, because the Greeks has been teaching us. And in the Greek version, it says that he carried a stauros. The word has been translated into cross. But in the original Greek, stauros literally meant an upright stake or pole. Later, it came to imply a cross beam, patibulum, used for Roman executions. Misleading imagery, the image of Yahusha carrying a big cross through the city comes more from Catholic tradition and art, not from accurate ancient history or Hebrew context. The Roman crucifixion and Hebrew context, the Romans did crucify people on crosses or stakes. The Hebrew understanding of tree in Hebrew refers to wood, a tree, beam, or post. In Jewish law, Torah, someone hanged on a tree was cursed, Deuteronomy 21, 22 through 23, and Yahusha took that curse upon himself for Yasharel. So what's the truth? Yes, Yahusha was hung on a tree, a wooden execution, stake, pole, or post. Yes, he likely carried a wooden beam or post, but not in the shape of a Latin-style cross that modern churches display. The idea of a cross's symbolic worship came later, especially through Constantine and the Roman Catholic Church, not from Torah-based followers of Yahusha. Now, Yahushua's death was very violent and humiliating, whether it was a tree or stake, but the important part is that he gave his life for the redemption of Yasharel, the lost sheep, and exposed the corruption of religious and political powers. Now, my opinion, I think that the Romans, when they grabbed him, I don't even know if I even believe the whole story about him going to Pontius Pilate. I would have to research that. But I think when they grabbed him at the Garden of Gethsemane, and, Peter came with sword and cut off the Roman's head, the Roman soldier's head, I think it was really going down in. I think they grabbed him, took him on a horse, then rode him up there on that hill, and then hung him on that tree. That's what I think. And I think all the disciples hid because they knew they was going to be next. So, that's just my opinion. I would have to research that more, because you have to remember, we have been indoctrinated in the Bible. The translation stories have been changed. So we don't really know the truth. But I'm thinking that because I'm seeing that down in history, that's what's been happening. They took our melanated men and women and our children, ran them down or came into their houses, or, took them and got them on some horses and got them there on a tree and hung them. So tell me what you think, guys. Isn't this interesting to kind of put your critical thinking mind on and kind of put it together and try to figure out, that could have been a possibility.